Guys, this is Anna. I'm back to the same Sunday, so still pretty much no voice, and I'm going to do a new thing for me. I'm going to try to record a video when I read one chapter from each of the 5 books, and then I share with you my direct opinion of it, so straight after reading it. And because I can only really do it once, and I do bilingual videos, so what I will do is I will record it in 2 languages, and depending on the length of this video, I'm either going to cut it into 2, so I will format it and I'll have 1 English, 1 Russian, or I will just have this bizarre super long video where it's basically just like 1 language followed by another, read the book, 1 language followed by another, read the book, because that might speed it up. There are 5 books in this. So I have Willa Cather or Pioneers. I have a Russian book I have shown you in my recent Russian book haul, Aleskandr Kuprin Junkera, or Junkers. I have Hospice Times by Sharon Dougal. This is in my month book box from January. I have Amy Speceth in her Sufficient Grace. Again, this was the 2nd book from the Move Box Club. And finally I have Eric Segal Doctors, just because I can't resist. Not sure I will carry on with those books into the month of March. The only book I know I will is Willa Cather, because I aim to read it in March. So yeah, those are my 5 books. Okay, so I just finished the first chapter of The Doctors. That's my dust cover by Eric Segal, and I really like it so far. It's actually quite difficult to put it down because of the setting. So it starts in 1942 in Brooklyn. You have 2 families living next door to each other. One is American, one is Spanish, but not Mexican Spanish, Latin American Spanish, but like Spanish from Spain, who immigrated to the United States because of the Franco's regime. They live next door and they have small children. So little boy Barney becomes friends with Laura, Spanish girl, when they're both 5. So in the first chapter you go through 1942 all the way to 1945, when the war ends and the father of Barney comes back home, and it shows you that life is not smooth sailing. He's finding it quite difficult to get back into his daily life because he has a post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and the whole family tries to help him. So he is a high school teacher teaching Latin classics, and Laura's father is a physician in the hospital. And the 2 children, they're really close friends. They form that friendship, they can just really understand each other without even having to communicate verbally. And the chapter ends with Laura's younger sister dying, and it's mentioned that Laura wants to become an actress because she's infatuated with Hollywood cinema, while Barney thinks that her father is fantastic, the father who is a physician, so he would like to become a doctor. And I have to say, I just want to go back and read it because I genuinely really liked it. Okay, so the 2nd book, which I'm going to start now, first chapter from this book will be Hospice Times by Sharon Dougal, which came to me in my lovely secret box. I have no idea what it is about. Eager to see. See you soon. Alright guys, I have just finished the first chapter in this book called The Hospice Times. And the first chapter is pretty short, it's only 11 pages. And it's bloody wonderful. This is absolutely harrowing and wonderful. Thank you, Mercedes, for including this book, because I would not have otherwise ever come across it. Just the first chapter is super gripping. It makes you really want to continue reading. So it's set in early June, the 10th of June in 1981. It's set in the Margaret Thatcher era, where there was lots of riots and a lot of mining jobs were going. There was a huge unemployment wave in the north of England. This is before Charles and Diana's wedding. So it's like preparation towards the wedding, and you're thrust into this community in the north neighbourhood of Birmingham, which is in Midlands in England. And it's Friday night, it starts in the pub, so it's like quintessential British novel. It starts in a pub with people drinking their worries away, and a man rushes into the pub, and he goes like, hold on guys, get cover, there's a massive riot happening very, very close by, the police is getting involved, it looks serious, you better seek cover while you can. And people just like go like, oh, get lost, like if it was serious we'll hear the sirens. There's one man who recognizes the speaker because he knows him, and they both are Punjabi descent, so they're both first wave immigrants into this country. And he goes out with him, and you're rushed into the scene where you have people burning, you have a boy being set on fire, you have police, you have riots, you have beautiful accent, fully saved in this book, so you can hear the Punjabi accent layered with the Birmingham accent. It's just wonderful. It's just harrowing. It's some disturbing scenes in the first 11 pages, but I most definitely want to read it even more now. Wonderful book. Right, third book I'm going to read, just to put it in the middle because it's the only one in Russian, is going to be Aleskandr Kuprin, Его Юнкера. Right, so I just finished the first chapter in book number 3 by Aleskandr Kuprin, and I really liked it. It's about 17 pages long. It's second half of 19th century Russia, Moscow military academy. You have a 17-year-old protagonist, and he's like a proper 17-year-old, like with all of the emotions and mental instabilities and righteousness and hot-headedness and stubbornness which comes in it. You just get to be a teenager in this first chapter. He goes to the military parade to be graduated from his training, and there is a whistle going around, which is obviously not allowed, and because he's quite mischievous in his nature, the head of this parade just automatically goes like, it's your fault, and he's put into the isolation, and he's indignant that it wasn't him, it's not his fault, like how dare you to think it's him. So he runs away from that isolation. He goes like, you can leave me open, like the door open, I'm not going to escape if it's my fault. But it's not my fault, I'm not going to take that from you. I'm going to leave this academy. I don't care about tomorrow. I don't care what's going to happen with my life. Right now, I'm not happy. Honestly, I have seen those tantrums in 17-year-olds. This is properly written because that's exactly how 17-year-olds act. The language is great. There's just so much drama. It's like, whew, I need a break from that. This is so much drama, guys. I just hope that we get through his teenage phase fairly early on, because I can't deal with that much drama. I want to see him in his 20s and later. I know this is partially autobiographical by the author, so I know he's probably gonna outgrow this pretty quick, but oh my god, so much drama in 17 pages. Like a proper like on the floor screaming its head out. Brilliant. Right, so the fourth book I'm going to read now is Sufficient Grace by Amy Esmith. Yeah, I have no idea what this book is about, but I'm eager to know. I have a feeling that the murder and the family drama is going to be in this one, because the preview was, like, the little synopsis was for both books, and so far I haven't seen a murder in the other book I've read, so I'm gonna find out. So I have now read the prologue, which is before chapter 1, and chapter 1 in this book, and I'm still none the wiser. This is weird. Really, really odd. The prologue is vivid in its color and its language, and at the same time it's stomach turning and upsetting, because we are going on a hunt. We see a family of 3 deers being killed by father human, father, son and daughter. The son is 14, the daughter is 13, and the whole it explains in detail, like in graphic detail, how the 13-year-old girl gets her first kill, basically Bambi, of a baby deer, and like she misses, and she shoots him in the body, and then somewhere in the front leg, and then the spine, and the father goes and kills him in the head. I found it disturbing, like disturbing to read it, and I was none the wiser about what the heck the book is about, so I carried on reading into the first chapter, and now I'm even more confused, because it seems to be set in Wisconsin, and a close-knit community of some sort of Christian made-up church people. Freakish sounding, because they're not Mormons, but they basically do everything for themselves. They have to hunt, they have to farm, they close interbreed, because it's said twice in the first chapter that they all look alike. They do read the Bible, so it's some sort of Christian sect. It's very odd. I have no idea where this book is going to take me. I'm none the wiser at all after the prologue and the first chapter. But the prologue was proper disturbing. It's very graphic and very movie-esque in the way it's written. It's like you're watching a movie scene slowly unfolding in front of you. You know it's going to be unpleasant. And you're just watching horror, unable to move. That's how I feel after reading the prologue and the first chapter. Like, what the heck? You know, like one of those horror movie trailers which you do not want to see, but the YouTube makes you watch until you can like press the skip button like after 25 seconds. That's how it made me feel. I don't know, guys. I'm uncertain about this one. Finally, the fifth book I'm going to read today is Willa Cather or Pioneers. Let's see if I actually get to like it, because I've talked about this book for months, it seems. Right, guys, so I have just finished the first chapter of my last book, and it's properly dark now. It's been over an hour of me like reading the first chapter of the 5 books, having a break between them, having to have a drink. And I have to say I really like this one. I'm glad that this is the book I will be reading this month, so I can just carry on reading. So we are plunged straight into the 1880s in Nebraska, and we follow a small knit community of farmers who all center around the fictional town of Hanover. And in the first chapter I have met, I think, a 14-year-old girl, a very young teenage girl called Aleskandr, her 5-year-old brother Emil, and her childhood friend Carl, who is 15. And we just witnessed this scene in this little town, this little community, where she came to see the doctor because her father is dying, and she's pondering about how difficult their lives are going to become now that her father is going to go, because she has a mother and she has 2 older brothers as well as the younger one who she's looking after, and the prospects are pretty gloomy for all of them. It's a very hard life in the prairies. She's already working and she is in charge of a carriage of the wagon with her horse, and she's driving on this really bitter cold winter day back home, and it's getting dark, and she just has to carry on and be an adult in the situation. It's a difficult life. Like, straight away we can see that it's a very difficult life she has to live. So yeah, I really enjoyed this experience of reading first chapter of 5 different books. And if you like my first expression, because maybe I was much more vivid than I usually am, much more talkative, and how I feel, not just think, but how I feel about the book when I read it, much more emotional. If you did like this video, to let me know in the comments underneath, and maybe I can start doing it once a month, so I can maybe do it in the beginning of the month and use this to select the books for me to continue reading into that month. So yeah, see you guys next time. Happy reading. Bye.